I'm Jess. Thanks for coming to the studio today. I've had a look at your performer and I have set up a program that's hopefully going to help you with the things you want. So you're a farmer, you spend a lot of time walking, doing heavy lifting, sitting on tractors for long periods of time. You love your hockey and your squash, you play that once a week, each of those. You're moving towards cricket in your off season. So your form said that you were just feeling a little bit stiff through a lot of your joints and when you were walking, and you were really keen to avoid injuries this season. You had a little bit of a niggle in your hamstring. Which hamstring?
The left.
Okay. And you also have a bit of a pulled muscle in the bottom of one of your feet.
Yep.
Which foot?
The same one, left.
Excellent. All right. Well, that shows us that you're a little bit imbalanced. So we'll work with that. And so the program's going to work on general flexibility through your whole body, getting some of those joints nice and loosey-goosey, and building the strength in your, trying to get a balance of strength in your glutes and your hamstrings, so that when you're doing a lot of running, which is obviously what you do with your sport, we can build up that powerhouse that you're going to need. You haven't done a lot of Pilates before?
No.
What made you want to come do Pilates?
Well, try something new.
Okay, great. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just start up with a gentle warm-up. So the warm-up is going to be a side plie with a stretch. So put your feet a little bit wider than hip apart. You'll see that my toes are pointed at about 45 degrees, so we're going towards the corners of the room. I'll demonstrate it for you and then I'll get you to do it. So we go for a gentle squat, thinking about our knees over the middle of our feet. And ideally we want to keep our alignment. So I'll go through how you stand neutrally, and we want to kind of keep that spine, that nice tall posture and spine in that position as we go down. Once we're down, we're going to exhale, lift our arms to 90 degrees. Inhale, stretch over, transfer to that one bent leg, and back to the start. So we'll flex the spine sideways, stretch out, and back to the start. I'll do one more for you.
Yes, please.
Flex the spine to the side, stretch, bring the hand back to the start. Alright, so the aim with this is that we just want to get basically our whole body warmed up. I want to see how nice and flexible you can be in that hip joint a little bit. And just think about stabilizing that body through that posture in that position.
Alright, so shoulders apart.
That's it. Think about, we'll stand up nice and tall to start with. Can you turn your toes out a little bit more? That's it. Think about standing tall like you're being pulled to the ceiling.
Yep.
Collarbones are nice and open. I want you to tuck your pelvis under. So you tuck it forward and then tuck it back.
Okay.
And tuck it forward and tuck it back. And then find a spot that's nice and neutral for you. Okay? That's kind of what you want to try and hold as you're going down and up. Knees nice and soft.
Yep.
That's right. All right, let's see. Let's just do a few squats to go to start with.
Over.
Do a few squats to start with.
Sorry.
Let's break it down. Yep, that's it. Beautiful. Okay, we'll do a few of those. Try keep like you're between the two toasters, and you've got to stay between those racks. That's it. That's better. Yep. All right, good job. Now let's add the arms. So stretch the arms out to the side as you go down. Stretch over towards your right. Bring it up and extend your left leg. That's so you want to go for that really nice long line. You're being pulled in opposite directions. That's it. Turn down, come back to the start. Great job. All right, so we're working on a bit of our coordination here too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's go for that squat. Extend over. Stretch that toe, so we don't want to flex the heel, we want to point the toe. That's it, beautiful. And come back to the start. Do all of this, let's keep breathing. So inhale, exhale as we turn to the side, stretch out, and come back to the start. All right. Let's do one more. Try and think of, I know we're stretching our arms in a circle, but don't hunch your shoulders if you can. You want to keep in that nice linear position. That's it. Yeah, great. Beautiful. Right. Feeling nice and warm?
Can you?
Super. Alright, I'll get you to step back a bit. I'm going to demonstrate the next move for you.
Okay.
So we're going to get our feet in line with our hips again. Standing up nice and tall. Pelvis tilted forward so that you have that nice neutral spine, collarbones open. Take a deep breath into your rib cage. And as you exhale, tuck your nose towards your chin, and I want you to roll down one spine at a time. And you're just going to go till you can feel a nice gentle stretch in your hamstrings. Really think about arching that back so we get that big flex through the spine. Tuck your pelvis under and then roll back up one spine at a time. Okay, so the aim of this is to get that flexion through your spine, start warming up your hamstrings a little bit, and let's keeping our balance as well, because I'll show you what you're going to do by mistake when you start. Relax your shoulders, take a deep breath into your rib cage, exhale, tip your chin to your chest and slowly roll down. Kind of like a caterpillar suddenly rolling up. Just go to where you're comfortable. Keep your knees nice and soft. We don't want to lock them and then over pull. That's it. Alright, so your bottom has sunk back a little bit to keep your balance. That's a really nice roll though. You're coming up one vertebra at a time. That's great. Relax your shoulders. Let's go again. Breathe in. Gentle tuck. Relax these shoulders. That's it. Alright, roll down. Now while you're hanging down here, just chill. Can you move your bottom forward a little bit so that if you had a wall behind you, you're in one line.
I'll have to come up a little bit.
You can absolutely come up a little bit, yes. That's it. Think about a picket fence underneath your tummy, like you're looking over your neighbour's yard and you don't want that picket fence to hit your belly. Okay, roll up slowly, like an ant crawling up the red carpet that's unraveling for it. Great job, relax your shoulders. Okay, so we'll do one more. If you're feeling good, go to where you were. If you're feeling like it's a little bit too much of a stretch, just don't go down this far.
Alright.
Breathe in, that's it. Exhale and roll down gradually. We should take the time off it. If you get to the bottom and you want a little bit more, slowly walk your knees. So bend your knees a little bit like you're walking, and you should feel a nice stretch through those hamstrings. We'll just work them one at a time. Get them really nice and activated, warm. Keep breathing, don't forget to breathe. Alright, come to center. Really tuck that belly in like something's poking up at it. Roll your pelvis forward and unfurl. That's it. Great job. Well done. Alright, I'll get you to take a step backwards. We're going to come to the mat into our resting position. So heels, knees and hips in line with your shoulders. I'll get you to do a few of those pelvic rocks that we did standing. Find a nice neutral spot. So you want a little bit of space underneath your lower spine. We want to keep that natural curve of the spine. And we're going to do shoulder bridges. So keeping our shoulders nice and relaxed. Same thing, we're going to tuck that pelvis forward and then roll up gradually. So we want our bottoms to go towards the ceiling. And you want to line from your knees to your hips to your shoulders. That's what we're aiming for.
Okay.
Take a breath at the top. And exhale as you slowly roll down. The idea is to get that flex through your spine. So we're not aiming for a gym exercise where you just thrust up and thrust down like that all the time. It's going to be a slow roll, all right? Beautiful. So get that nice neutral spine. Yep, your feet are a good distance. You want to think about your feet, your hips and your shoulders like they're on a train track, and they're going to stay on that, okay? Knees staying pointed to the ceiling. Take a few pelvic rocks. That's it. Find your neutral. Then take a breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to roll up. Think about the weight being in the top of your shoulders, not your head. That's great. Okay, let's go again. Roll back down. So you've got really nice mobility through the spine with that movement. Let's go again. Think about, you don't want your ribs higher than your shoulders. So if you feel like they are, that's it, that's better. So you're activating all of your tummy muscles a little bit more instead of just overarching your back. Great job. Roll back down. Are you feeling that? Where are you feeling that? In the hamstrings or the glutes more?
Probably the glutes.
Yeah, that's great. Yep, that's what we want. All right, let's go again. If you feel like you're struggling a bit, the next time you roll down, just move your feet closer to your bottom. Roll back down. Don't forget to breathe. You're doing well with your collarbones nice and open. All right, let's roll up again. So I asked that question because I really want to fire up those big glute muscles of yours over your hamstrings. Can you hold it at the top and lift a leg, or do you feel like you're in a comfortable position here?
I think we'll give it a go.
Okay, so extend one leg like it's going to the cornice of the room. That's it, beautiful. And keep those hips aligned. Great job, you self-corrected, well done. Bring that foot back down and roll back down. That's it, great job. Take a breath in, exhale and roll back up. We're gonna go to the other side. Think about activating those abdominals so that we're not overstretching the ribs past the shoulders. Think about keeping the knees forward. We don't want them falling outwards or inwards. We just want them on that train track, remember? All right, lift your right leg. Extend your toes towards the cornice of the room. Can you extend your toes? That's it. Great job. Yep. Lower your foot and roll back down. Good job. How are you feeling?
Good.
Okay. Our next exercise is here. You're going to stay in that position. I'll just come in front of you. I should have demonstrated this before, but that's okay. You're going to stay in this position, and this is called our hip twist level 4. So you're going to bring your legs to tabletop, where they're 90 degrees. Let's make sure we're using our abs, so we're not going to overarch our lower back. And you're going to drop one knee to the side. Keep this leg that's up stable. If you feel like you're having to lift your opposite hip to lower this knee, just bring your knee up a little bit. We want all of your torso really stable here, okay? Right, so bring your knees to tabletop. That's it, great job. Take a deep breath in. Are you using your abs to hold you there, or are you arching your back?
A bit of both.
Okay. Think about bringing your chest to your knees a little bit. I'm just going to get you to engage that core.
Chest to my knees.
Yeah. So it's almost like that's it. So you're kind of prepping for a sit-up. So can you feel your abs working there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So lay your head back down. We want to keep that activation. All right. Okay. Let's drop your right knee towards the window. That's it. Great job. Okay. We're just going to reduce that range of motion a little bit. So come back to the start. Drop your left knee. Okay, so can you feel how you sort of want to move with it when you do that?
Yeah.
We really want to try and keep that stable. So I'm just going to get you to keep that is your range.
Okay.
Okay, great job. Okay, let's go again. Keep this stable. You go till you can't control it anymore, and then you bring it back. All right, we'll keep going with this. So we want to avoid obviously lifting one hip. Make sure you don't forget to keep using your stomach to stabilize you. Otherwise, you're just going to be lifting your lower back off the floor. I've picked this for you so that you can start working on your abs a little bit, because obviously we need that muscle in that powerhouse. We also really want that hip mobility from where your legs can dissociate from your torso. They don't all have to move in one motion. You can start moving legs separately to the rest of your body. And obviously get that joint in your pelvis a little bit more freer moving. Okay, great job. So the next exercise we'll do, I'll get you to roll onto your side.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Actually, sorry, I'll demonstrate it for you. I'll demonstrate the 2 exercises you're doing in this position. So we'll do clams level 1. So you're going to lie in your arm. You want to line from your hand through your shoulders to your hips to your feet, and a gentle bend in your knees. I'll get you to lift the top arm, because that'll get you to activate that lower part of your torso, so it's not just slumping into the floor. And then we're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, I want you to lift that knee towards the ceiling. And the crucial part of this is similar to that previous exercise. We don't want to rotate our hips at any point. We're trying to keep that really stable. So all those muscles that work on your lower back and your pelvis joints, we want to keep them stable while we're moving this top knee. It's also going to work the middle of your glute muscles, which are really good stabilizers for all your running. And it will obviously work your nice obliques as well, because you've got to use them to lift your leg and keep stable.
Okay.
All right. So that'll be the first exercise. The second one we'll do is side kick level 1. So you're going to keep your legs in the same position, lift your top knee to hip height, and you're going to move it backwards and forwards like your knee is an arch, and you're just painting it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So assume your position.
So where was his hand?
Well, we'll just lift it to the ceiling to start with, because then you'll feel your lower abs working a bit. And then you can just put it in front of you to stabilize yourself. That's it. Yep, great. Yep, so keep your feet together.
Oh, so.
You're right. Keep your feet together. That's it. Good job. Okay, go back down. Think about squeezing your bottom here, and now lift your knee. Okay, so did you feel that was a little bit more stable when you moved?
Yeah.
You weren't swinging your hips as much backwards and forwards?
Yep.
Yeah, great job. So the key with this one, keep your neck nice and relaxed, spine neutral. Keep the center nice and active. Don't let everything just fall to the ground. Beautiful, doing a great job. All right, let's make that your last exercise. If you're feeling like you could do it a little bit of a challenge, keep your knees in that position, elevate both feet to as high as is comfortable, and now do the same exercise but keep your feet in the air. That's it, great job. We'll just do 2 of these as a bit of a burner towards the end. 2, keep breathing. Good job. All right, well done. Can you stretch this arm towards the ceiling, towards the wall a little bit more? That's it. So we've got a little bit more of an alignment. That's right. So you've got a straighter alignment from your shoulders through your hips to your feet. Okay. So now we're going to lift that top leg to hip height. Think about your feet on that train track again. You've got to stay on that same plane of motion. All right. We're going to arch the knee forwards. Keep your leg in that 90 degrees and arch the knee back. Beautiful. All right, here you've started to really extend that lower half of your spine.
Mm-hmm.
We want to keep that neutral. So just don't go as far back with the knee. Go forward again. That's it. And come back. Stop. All right. Don't drop the knee. Lift it. You've dropped it a little bit. Keep this torso nice and active. Remember, we're between 2 toasters.
Mm-hmm.
So can you bring your shoulders back? That's it. So you want to keep those collarbones nice and open. Let's do 2 more on this plane of motion. 1. That's it. Flex your foot a little bit more. Great job. Okay, and relax. So if we can build on that, hopefully we can help all those hip flexors and all the muscles you use when you're running. We can build them, but without the weight of obviously having to carry you at the same time. So we can get a little bit more of a range of motion through them.
Yeah, certainly working in there.
Yes. And another thing with a lot of these exercises, if you can get good technique, build your muscle memory with them. When you're out on the field or the court, you're not having to think about it too much, and you're going to move properly. You're not going to be doing any bad form movements. All right. The next exercise we're going to do, we're going to go onto our bellies. So it'll be swimming level 3. You can put your forehead on your hands to start with. I want you to think about lying really long. Your toes are going to really stretch towards the wall with the frames on it. You're going to tilt that pelvis under so that your spine is neutral. And on the exhale, you're just going to lift that one leg. So you are lifting it from the hip. The whole leg's lifted and lower. Lift and lower. Once you've got the hang of it, we are going to extend your arms forward. And you're going to lift the alternate arm to the alternate leg. All right. The exercise we're going to do after that will be forehead on hands, and we're going to activate these glute and hamstring muscles. So you're going to bring your foot to your bottom in a point, a flex, a point, and then extend that leg back like you did in the swimming and lower. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
So
that's very
3
quick.
pulses. It's
Yeah.
a bit to remember. So we'll just start with a point, a flex, a point, and a lower, and then we'll build up to the extension. Okay?
Alright.
How are you feeling about that?
You'll have to remind me how to do that.
That's fine. Okay. That's it. Great. All right. So think about that nice long stretch through your spine. We're going to really like somebody's pulling a string from the crown of your head through your toes in opposite directions. We're going to really lengthen, like you're going to get nice and tall. Okay? Your spine, yep, make sure that your pelvis is tilted forward a bit, like a puppy dog tucking its tail in. We want to do that because that gets the core engaged, and we're not going to put strain on the lower back. Yes?
Okay.
All right. So lift one leg. That's it. Can you point towards that wall? That's it. Yep. And lower. The other leg. And lower. All right, so with this, we want to try and isolate that leg moving from the torso. So try not to lift your whole hip when you lift that leg.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a big movement. It's not a big movement at all. It's really quite little. Okay, I'm actually going to stop you moving. That's all you're doing. I just want you to try to think about stretching out towards that back wall more than up. That's it, and lower. And other leg, and lower. And other leg. Great job. All right, do you think you can add your arms?
Yeah,
That's it, yes, and lower. Great job. All right, keep breathing. Don't forget to breathe. Your range of motion in your shoulders is good. So we want to think again, you're moving your arms without having to lift your whole shoulder blades. We want to stabilize these joints where your shoulder blades are. That's it. Don't forget to breathe. Let's do one more on each side. Great job. Rest. Put your forehead on your hands. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do will be where we bring our foot to our bottom. And the idea behind this is that we're going to activate those glutes and those hamstrings even more. And when we add the leg extension, you're going to feel which muscles you are using more, whether you're relying on your hamstrings a little bit too much or not. We're going to get that even distribution. Again, we're always focusing on stabilizing this lower part of your back and your pelvis, okay? We don't want them swinging backwards and forwards. So take a breath in, point your right toes, flex your knees to your bottom. So flex your knees, so you're going to bring your feet to your bottom. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 3 pulses. Point, flex, point, and return your foot to the start. Great job. Let's go the other leg. Point, flex, and return to the start. Right, let's keep doing that. Think about the point and the flex. Good job. So it's a bit of a brain gym. We're also obviously working on the flexion in our ankles and our knees. We need them to be working really well and at their maximum range to prevent injury while you're doing quick movements in different directions. Let's go one more with the pulses. Return. All right, yep, so flex, stop there, point. Yep, flex, and return. All right, we're going to add that extension this time, okay? So flex, point, flex, and then extend that toe all the way to the back of the room. Really pull. Great job. And lower. Much better. Yeah, so you're moving much less through the rest of your torso. You're isolating those legs more, which is great. Lower, extend, and lower. Beautiful. One more on each side. You've got this. Heel, toe, heel, extend, and lower. Heel, toe, heel, extend, and lower. Great job. Okay, you've got one more exercise in mats that we'll go through. So bring yourself up. Yes, I'll just get you to stand at the front and I'll demonstrate what you're going to do. So this is leg pull in prone preparation. You're going to have your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to put our hands slightly in front of our shoulders. Again, you want to get that neutral spine. You're going to take a deep breath in. Toes are tapped, and you're just going to lift your knees off the ground. And then you're going to come forward into a forward plank. Back to knees off the ground and return to the start. Feeling confident with that?
See how we go.
Okay, good job. That's it. Beautiful. So think about keeping your bottom just above your heels, your knees to start with. That's it. Move forward. Great job. Alright. Now you can always stay. Just lift your knees off the mat and return. If you feel like that's enough for you, just stay there. If you do want that extra, then you can go into the full leg pull prone. That's it. All right. Think about opening that chest so we're not rounding the spine. You want to keep that spine nice and neutral. Take a breath in, use your belly, and forward. Great job. So your neck's in a really nice position. Maybe tuck your chin in just a little bit. Keep your elbows nice and soft. We don't want to lock them in too hard. That's it. Do one more for me. Alright, so I picked this exercise for you because I think it's obviously a position you probably don't find yourself in much, and it's always great to move in different directions. Obviously, again, we're using your abs. We're going for that stability in your lower back and joints. So if we can keep on working that, that'll obviously build your upper body strength, the things that you need on the farm. Hopefully help a little bit with your posture in the sitting as well. Okay, great job. That's our mat part of the program. Now your favourite,
Okay.
the reformer. So I'll adjust your strings as we go with this one. The first exercise we've got is the foot series, which is walking. I picked this for you just so we can get a little bit of mobility through the ankles and the legs. Obviously always engaging that core and building on it. I've got you on a red spring, which is quite it's a one spring, but you are pretty strong. So I think that you can do it. I'm confident that you can. Alright, so we're going to get our feet on the foot bar, just below our toes. I want you to get that neutral spine, so you won't have a huge range here because your legs are so close, you're a tall guy. But get as neutral as, do as many pelvic twists as you can to get that neutral spot. And then take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, let's extend. And you're going to be like you're on a calf raise. So you're on your toes, and then you are just going to walk.
Okay.
So you start extended, drop, come back to start, drop. So we really want to get your ankles a little bit more mobile. They're quite stiff. That's obviously going to be impacted with your sore foot. And if we can strengthen all the joints through there, that would be great. So we'll get your limbs nice and warm over in your lower half, keeping that stability through your lower back as well. The next exercise in this position, I'll get you to put your heels on the furthest part of the bar. Again, keep your neutral spine, engage your belly, and these are your external rotations, which are part of the second series. You're going to breathe out and extend. So push the carriage away and come back. Try to keep your ankles flexed, your feet flexed. That pelvis neutral, we don't want to overarch. And think about your knees going towards the corners of the room. You do have a third exercise in this position. It will be arm circles on the mid-back rowing series. So with this one, you'll bring your legs to tabletop and you are going to bring your hands to your hips and you're going to draw a D shape or a semicircle. Right, so to do it, you probably need to just push yourself a little bit down from the shoulder pads so you've got room to move. Okay, so we'll start with the walking. Good job. So your knees and your heels and your hips are all in line. Spine is in that nice neutral position. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let's extend. Keep your knees soft when you're in that extension point. How are you feeling there?
Yeah, good.
Okay, let's start walking.
Alright.
That's it. Great. So let's start on your toes. Drop your left heel and your right knee. Go back to your toes. Alternate. Drop your right heel and lift your left knee. That's it. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes. Great. Okay. So we're working on the your ankle joints. Don't forget, don't arch that lower back. We need to keep that tucked. Think about your ribs pushing into the bed a little bit. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So you might want to soften your knees a bit at the extension. You don't want your knees to lock. Keep them soft. Yeah?
Yep.
That's it?
I'm trying to concentrate on
Yeah.
the spine and the locking the knees.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
a little bit. You're doing a great job. So if you're really struggling with the coordination of that, what we can do is simplify it. Go onto your toes. Keep those knees soft. I don't want them bent, just soft. That's it. Now drop your heels. Drop both your heels like you're doing a calf stretch. That's it. And back to toes. And heels drop. Is that a bit better for now?
Yeah.
Yep. Back to toes. And heel drop. Okay, great job. Bring the carriage back to home. Lovely. All right. So we're going to go for that external rotation, part of the second series. So your heels are there. Try point your toes. So you're gonna think about rotating your thighs outwards a little bit if you can. That's it. Yeah, great job. Okay. Take a deep breath in. Remember, keep that. You sort of want to. It's crass, but thrust your hips forward a little bit. That's it. Okay. And then push the carriage away from the bed. That's it. Keep the knees soft. I'm going to add another spring. So come back to home. All the way to home, I'm going to add another spring to your reformer. So you're currently on a red and you're about to shoot through the other side of the reformer. So I've added a green and a yellow, which on here becomes pretty much 1 3/4. Right, so you'll have a bit more resistance now. Let's go again.
Yeah.
Is that a bit better?
You have a lot more resistance.
Yes, great. I want you to feel it. We need to build those muscles in your hamstrings and your butt and also get that really nice stretch through that inner thigh.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Great job. All right. Remember, keep that spine neutral. Open your collarbones. That's it. Great. Yeah. So you got a whole 1/2 inch extension with your neck there. Okay. Breathe out as you push away, and in as you come in. That's it. So you're doing a great job. You're keeping a nice flex in your ankles. You're keeping your knees on track. Let's do one more. That's it. Great job. Don't lock them at the end and then come back in again. Good job. All right. So just rest your legs over or on the bar. Can you shift your shoulders down a little bit from the pads? Right, I'm just going to reduce. I'll take off the half springs. I'm taking off the yellow because you're quite strong. If, however, this is too strong, let me know. So we'll start with your hands in front of you. So they're pointed right up at the ceiling. Legs in tabletop, great job. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower your hands to your hips, and then go in a circle back to the top. That's it. Great form. Well done. Yeah. How's that resistance?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Down to the side. So with this exercise, we want to think about stabilizing your shoulder blades. So if you think about them really firmly pressing into the bed, they want to sort of stay there. They're active, but they are stable. They're not moving. Let's go again. Exhale as you lower. And inhale as you come around and back to the start. So we're engaging our abs. We're building on that strength. We're building a bit of upper body strength and endurance. And we're really focusing on that mobility in the shoulder as well, which you obviously need for all of your sport, but particularly your squash. Great job. One more. You're doing really well. Don't drop your feet. Make sure you breathe. Come back to the start. Great job. Okay, put your feet on the bar or over. I'll help you with these straps. And you can come to you can hop off the reformer. I'll show you the next exercise. So I'll keep the spring in here, the red and the green. With this one, it's a little bit of a balance because we are going to focus on bringing strength to your upper body, but it also requires quite a bit of load in your shoulders, which we don't want to obviously overload. Mm-hmm. So you're going to hop on the reformer with your feet against the shoulder pads. This is straight back in the knee stretching series. Hands are over the foot bar, thumbs the same size as the fingers. I want your bottom in line with your knees. Okay, that's how we're going to start. You're going to push out a little bit, so the movement comes from your shoulder. The rest of your torso and legs are like they're in a block of concrete. Movement comes from your shoulder, and then you can push your legs out. So you're doing a half plank, basically. From your knees to your hips to your shoulders is one line. And then just from the shoulder, you're coming in and pushing out. Come in, inhale, push out. Come back to the start. Tuck that pelvis under. And that's that exercise. We'll do that and then I'll demonstrate the next one for you.
Around.
That's it, beautiful. Yep, so can you put your thumbs the same side as your fingers? That's it. And push the carriage away. Get that line between your knees, your hips and there, that's it. Now come back in, but just from your shoulders. Arms stay straight. That's it. So you're really using your shoulders like a pivot hinge. Yep. Good. So your neck looks really nice and long. Your chin's in a great position. That's it. So only go back as far as you control, keeping the stability in that lower part of your back and your bottom. The second you start to overarch that lower back, you're going to start hurting it, okay? So you've really got to think about tucking that pelvis under again, using your center. Great job. So this is going to build your strength in your upper body, obviously. It's also going to build that strength under load. So if you're doing anything with your squash where you're really working with your arms forwards or up ahead, and you want to put force into it, hopefully the strength that you build in this is going to help prevent injuries to it later, especially with mobility as well. Mm-hmm. Let's do one more. We're also focusing on keeping these stable. So your shoulder blades, all these joints around here, stay stable while you can still move your arms. Let's do one more. You're doing a great job. Come back in, and I'll get you to step off. So this one will go down quite a bit in spring resistance. I've got a green on there for you. I would do a yellow for me, but you're strong, so we'll go with that. And this exercise, we want to aim for retraining our posture, so you're going to be sitting up nice and tall. You can either sit can you sit cross-legged?
I'll try.
Okay, well you can either sit cross-legged. If you're struggling with that, we'll come up with another plan. You're going to bring the straps to a diamond shape just in front of your forehead. So think about keeping that nice tall posture. Your torso is pressed forward a little bit. Inhale, and you're going to push that diamond shape to the top of the wall. and bring it back. Feeling confident?
There we go.
Okay. There are alternatives. How do you feel sitting cross-legged?
I don't do it very often.
I can. Sorry, I had a that for you 2 seconds ago. If you want to, you can tuck this. I'm gonna need a bigger towel.
That's okay. We'll give it a go.
You're doing a good job. If you're struggling with that, we can put your legs on either side of the bed, and they'll just move with you, but we'll keep the torso. Yep, great job. Okay. So diamond to the forehead, up a little bit more. That's it. Try to look at that corner of the room because we want to keep. That's it. Now push your hands towards there. That's it. Good job. All right. So you're doing really well because this is a strong move. So with this, we're aiming to retrain your posture so that you build awareness with that. It's obviously really challenging your strength in your shoulders and the stability of the joints back here while you put them under load and at a very awkward angle to what we normally do in daily life. So I'll just do one more of these for you. I don't think we need any more of a challenge for that. If you want to try it with your legs on either side of the carriage, see if you can feel that in a difference in your posture. So basically you're straddling the carriage. That's it. Great job. Okay. So think about you just leave them hanging, it doesn't matter. So think about sitting up nice and tall. Lean your torso forward just a little bit to get that brace in the straps and then push. That's it. And bring your hands to your forehead. Can you straighten your wrists a little bit? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Let's do one more and bring it in, and you can drop the straps. Great job. Well done. All right. The next exercise that we have on the reformer is going to be our roll down series, which is part of the back rowing roll down series. So I'll take these shoulder blocks out because you're going to extend your legs that way. I'm also going to put quite a high resistance on it because I think that'll help with your balance a little bit as we do this exercise. So you want to sit about a third of the way down the carriage. You're going to need to roll back, so you need room for that. So with this exercise, we start up nice and tall. Your arms are bent around in front of you like you're holding a big beach ball. We're going to tilt that pelvis backwards. We're aiming for a C shape in our spine. As we roll back, you're going to bring the straps to your chest. Roll back as far as you can comfortably do that and keep in control with a C-shaped spine. So we want that spine really round. I don't want you to extend it. Then you're going to keep it round, roll forward, sit back up, extend your arms forward.
Okay.
I'll do one more for you.
One more.
Tuck the pelvis, bring the straps to your chest as you roll down, keep them at your chest as you roll forward, and return to the start.
Okay.
Yes? You want one more?
One more.
Okay, so we're going to start tilting that pelvis backwards to get that C shape.
Yep.
Bring the straps to your chest as you roll back. Roll forward with the straps still at your chest, and return to the start.
Okay.
Great job. All right.
So in like that?
Yes, so palms facing. Remember, hug that big beach volleyball. Tilt the pelvis first, get that C shape. Then bring the straps to your chest and roll back while you stay in control. Yep, that's as far as you want to go. You've already started straightening your spine. We don't want to straighten it. We want to keep that bend. Roll forward and back to the start. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tilt your pelvis. Other way. That's it. Roll down, bring your straps to your chest and roll forward. Keep that shape. And now sit back up tall. Great job. All right, let's go again. Tilt your pelvis, start the C shape, pull to your chest, roll back, roll forward, and back to neutral. Good job. All right, hop off. So the idea behind that is we're getting flexion through that lower part of your spines particularly. Like most of us don't really bend that unless we're just slumping into it. So we're doing that with control, engaging your core. So helping out with that posture, building those abs, and really strengthening that mid and upper back as well, because you've obviously got to really engage those to keep that shape and to pull the straps. All right, so you did a good job with that. Okay, our next exercise is the side standing series adduction. So you'll like these. All right, the trick with this one is it is on I'll put on a bit of resistance to start, but the lighter the resistance, the more we're going to use the muscles that we're targeting, which are going to be our adductors, those muscles on the inside of our thighs, okay? You desperately need to develop those because most of us don't use them. And the second you start getting a really bad imbalance with your really nicely defined thighs and nothing inside, that's when you're going to start getting sore knees because of the pull of the muscles on both sides and potentially injuries because you're obviously imbalanced in your muscles. So step onto the solid platform first, then step onto the carriage, not right on the edge, just about a foot in. And you want to aim to keep your body in between your legs. So we're not standing on either side and pushing or pulling. You got to keep that alignment. Okay? We'll work on balance with this one a little bit as well because your ground's going to move. So we'll tuck that pelvis under, keeping our knees soft. Crucial to keep your knees soft because if you don't and they're locked, you're either going to hurt them or you're going to lose balance. Keep that core on and engaged. Again, that'll help your center of gravity. Open those collarbones. And you're going to push the carriage out and bring it back in. You need to maintain that control with the body between the legs. All right? I'll get you to get a feel for it. And once you've got it, I'm going to reduce the springs. So you've got to use more muscles to do this. And you've got to use more control to keep it working. Okay? Rule of thumb, so you're going to step backwards and you step off the carriage first.
Okay.
All right, so come around this way. That's it. Good job. All right, we're looking up, soft knees, weight through both feet, body between your legs. Yes?
I think so.
All right, and let's go. Breathe in, exhale as you open wide. That's it, and inhale as you come in under control. That's it. Now you know where the limits of it are. Let's push your boundaries a bit. That's it. So I don't want you to lock your knees, but I do want you to try and keep them fairly stable. I don't want you, like it's not a squat. That's it. Great job. We're keeping that stability in the lower spine and the pelvis. We're building those muscles on the inside of our thighs. Don't forget to breathe. All right, one more, and I'm going to increase the challenge a bit, and I'm going to take off the yellow spring. All right, so stay there, stay stable. All right, so this is going to be much easier to go out, so keep that in mind as you push. That's it. Stay under control. If you feel like you're losing control, don't move your leg out as far. That's it. Great job. Keep that center working. You need to keep that powerhouse active. Let's do one more. Oh, you feel like you can add a bit of a challenge?
That's very much a challenge. I'm probably working it more on this side than that side.
Okay, that's probably got a little bit to do with your, so I would say then that you're pushing more that way as opposed to trying to, maybe, where's your weight distributed in your feet, on the outside or the inside?
More on the inside.
Okay, can you think about pushing it towards the outside a little bit more? And then pushing out. Does that make any difference for you? Not really?
Not really.
Okay, squeeze your bottom. And now open your legs, but keep your bottom squeezed. So you won't have as big a range of movement, but you'll feel more of your muscles being active.
Yeah.
Is that a correct description for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Just a step backwards. Great job. Okay, we'll just do a warm down and that'll finish your program for tonight.
Alright, thank you.
So the final exercise we have is upper body rolls, and this is a really nice way to finish. You've worked your body, your muscles are all nice and warm and stretched. So we'll get our balance alignment as always. Feet underneath hips, evenly distributed between those 3 points, the bone just below our big toe, our little toe and our heel. Knees soft, pelvis tucked, core on, collarbones open, standing nice and tall. You're going to inhale into your rib cage, and exhale, you'll drop your right hand towards your right knee. You're going to roll forward as much as you can to the center, and then you're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. So we'll drop to the other side, roll forward, and roll up one vertebra at a time. All right. Stand with your feet a little bit closer together. That's it. So think about really bending that spine. Great job. And roll back up like we did the roll-ups at the beginning. So when you lean to the side, again, think like you are between two panes of glass, like you're stuck between double glazed glass. Really get heavy in your hands as you roll forward. Tuck that tailbone under, roll up, and relax your neck. Let's do one more on either side. Roll forward, soften your knees, feet hip width apart, roll up, and one more. Relax your shoulders. Great job. How do you feel?
Great, thank you.
Thank you for participating.
You're
Appreciate that. I hope that helps.
It does, thank you.